Hey everyone, I am Matthew Thomas, and I am back with the 6th episode of the Super Cool Podcast. As everyone should know, Dancing with Ghosts is our featured artist of the week, and I'll be talking about their latest album, Hex, which is a best of, per se, of their best material that they put together in one album. And just a disclaimer, I'll be talking about the green version of this album and not the pink version because I really dig White Room, and that is why I ordered the green version of Hex. And I'm first going to talk about the cover art of this album. I really dig it, mostly because you have Josh and Stephanie. They are in their face paint costumes that they actually did wear on stage when they first started, I believe at the end of last year, and now they've kind of transitioned into more normal street clothing. I saw them on their full electric live stream. They had more street clothes than their face paint stuff, but I still really dig their face paint stuff. Cool and very unique. I absolutely dig the cover art on Hex. Now, let's get into the track listing. And I'm going to be highlighting my favorite songs on this album, and the first one I want to talk about is The Nightmare Inside You. And this is just an absolutely killer song. Josh and Stephanie absolutely slay it on the vocals, and it's really cool. You get both of their vocals just sound so well together. It meshes very well together. My take on this is The Nightmare Inside You. It's your thoughts, your own mind. It's kind of creating the nightmare inside you. And some of my favorite lyrics on this song is "We're the shove off the edge when you're on the ledge." I really dig that because it's very descriptive, using some great imagery there. And I think a lot of people kind of feel it, like sometimes you just feel like you're just so close to the edge and something just pushes you over. Very relatable song. And I think the ending is a little bit up to the listener about what really happened. Not in pain anymore, I'm full of light. And to me, I think that the person conquered their nightmare and they're doing a lot better headspace than when they were in this nightmare. They came out on top. That's my interpretation of the end. And now, I talked about this song just a few minutes ago, actually. And it is the fourth song I want to talk about. It is The White Room. This is actually my first song I actually heard by Dancing with Ghosts, and this is my favorite off the album. It's a great blend of rock and electronic elements, and again, just some more great imagery in this song. And when I think of The White Room, I think of a mental hospital, like you're in the padded room, the loony bin, so to speak. And this is some intense music, and my take on The White Room is a mental hospital. It's just someone in there and they're talking to the voices in their head like they're actually there, and that is why they're in the White Room. Now again, I think this song is open to many interpretations, like what is the White Room, but I feel that someone talking to the voices and acting like they're actually there, and that's why they're in the White Room, that's why they're committed, is because they're talking to someone like they're actually there. But this is a very intense song, and it's just very well done. Great blend of rock and electronic elements, just ties it so perfectly and really just grabs you and hooks you in. And the fifth song, I really want to talk about this song because it has another great message in there. It's very relatable to real life, and that is Circles. Man, this song is very eerie in my opinion. I will say that, Stephanie, she slays it on these vocals. Very impressed by her on this song. And it's about needing a distraction from the everyday things. Everyone has their circles that kind of break up the day for it's not really the same thing. Either it's listening to music, drawing, art, whatever it is, everyone has that distraction from what their normal routine is. It's somehow, being in an asylum. I think that is, could be either a real asylum, which, obviously everything's planned out and you don't really have too much control about what goes on in there, or it could be a metaphor as well, the asylum of you're stuck in your same life. But either way, real or metaphor, everyone has circles in their life, it just helps get by the day. Everyone has their distractions that help them get through the day. And the next song I want to cover is their 8th song, because I think it has a really great message in this song. It's a glorious night, a glorious lie. And kind of my take on this song is that you're not admitting to yourself that you have a problem. And I kind of see it as you're out having a great time, you're partying, drinking, doing possibly irresponsible things. You come home, you kind of look yourself in the mirror, and you're in denial that you actually have a problem. You went from a glorious night of having such a fun time, and then you have a glorious lie that, no, you don't have a problem, you don't have an addiction, I'm going to just keep living my life like this way and not even think that I have an addiction because, it's my glorious lie. Again, another great, relatable song that I think touches base with a lot of people who maybe were in that time in their life where they're in denial that actually had a problem, but then they looked themselves in the mirror, they sat themselves down, and did finally admit that they had a problem and were going to get their life back on track. They were done living their glorious lie. And the 9th song, I wanted to talk about it mostly because it's called The Witch, and actually with my interview with Stephanie and Josh, Stephanie actually did a costume change when they were still doing the face paint. She'd actually do a costume change, and she would change into the witch during this song, and it's just really cool. You have 2 different vocal elements coming together to really explain what is going on in this story. It's a great guitar work mixed in with great electronics and mixing, and it's a little bit of a slowed down song, but it definitely has some hard rock spots in there. You can clearly hear the guitar throughout the song. I think that's really cool that the guitar is not lost in the electronics. They both work together, the guitar and the electronics, to form a great blend of unique music. The song is mostly just about meeting a witch, becoming a sacrifice for the witch, and I just really enjoy it, mostly because they're using 2 vocalists to complete both sides of the story. I want to talk about the 11th track on Hex, and that is The Lie. This one is again another relatable song. It's about things and lifestyles that people told you this is what you want. If you want to be successful, you have to drive this certain kind of car or live this certain kind of lifestyle. You walk around and you see that it was all a lie. Very relatable song. The only one to blame for you wasting your whole life trying to develop this whole lifestyle lie is yourself. And I think that people try to impress other people by having flashy clothes, a nice car, and all that. But it's really just for show. It's just a lie. People should live the life they want to live, not just try to impress others. Because you wind up wasting your whole life trying just to keep up with other people and try to show them, hey, look at me, I have this fancy car, it means I'm very successful. And it's just all a lie. And I will say that the music on this track, I think it sounds a little bit more lighter. It's not as heavy and dark as the other songs on this album. And again, another great message in there about living the life you want to live. Don't be living a lie because people told you to be successful you have to live your life like this. It's all just a lie. The last song, the 14th song I want to cover, is Escape My Mind. And this is another great relatable song. It's about feeling in a dark mindset. It's hard to escape yourself, I think, at least for me sometimes, and I think for other people, it's hard to leave yourself, to escape yourself. You're kind of just trapped with yourself, and it's dealing about mental health, which is a very big topic, I think, especially right now with everything going on, that people can relate to, that you don't want to be with yourself. It's like your own worst company, and it's very hard to escape yourself. And again, a great use of vocals with the dual vocalists, absolutely phenomenal for both Josh and Stephanie. And I really like the end. The voices get a little bit distorted, and it kind of makes it harder to hear what they're saying. It's harder to make out what they're saying at the end, and again, just gives a really cool vibe to the whole song. That is my review of Dancing with Ghosts' Hex album. I will say, if people should check out this album, there's some great music on there, and they have a great combination of both electronics and rock music, and I absolutely dig it. From the first time I heard White Room to purchasing Hex and listening to the whole album, I really enjoy this album. And as I've described with all the songs I've covered, they're very relatable songs. Like, once you really listen to them, they're all very relatable. Also, another song to check out, it's not on Hex. It was their latest single that was released on May 8th. It was their I Like You song. And that is, again, another relatable song talking about the digital age and how easy it is to find someone and stalk someone. It's a very intense music video. I highly recommend you check that out. And please check out and support Dancing with Ghosts out of Jacksonville, Florida. My interview I did with them that was uploaded on Tuesday, they actually were supposed to go on a Midwestern tour. Obviously, with everything happening, obviously the tour did not happen. But I really want to see them live. I've seen some of their live stuff. They absolutely kill it. They put 100% into everything they do. Whether it's writing and recording music or being on that stage, they give 100%. And you can tell from both of them, they give it their all. So please, check out and support Dance with Ghosts, and please pick up their Hex album. And thank you for listening to the 6th episode of the Super Cool Podcast with your host, Matthew.